On the paper talk today, we'll be looking at Paul Pogba, of course. What else would we talk about if we weren't talking about Paul Pogba? We'll also be looking at whether anything is happening with Darwin Nunez. It looked like it was off, now it could be back on, so let's check that out. Jay here from Stretford, Paddock. This is the paper talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it's pretty sunny. Hey, get the barbecues out, get the factor 50. It's actually sunny in Manchester. We've had to move a little bit because there's a bit of building work going on over there on the road. I don't think they're revamping the stadium, but who knows? We can hope. Anyway, we'll get straight into it. Lots of transfer rumours and stories doing the rounds, and there's also an interview with Harry Maguire that's been picked up as well. We gave an interview. I think it's in the Telegraph. I've seen it in the Independent. So he spoke to everyone, basically. A couple of quotes, and then we'll get into the transfer rumours. He's just basically talking about the seasons he's had. He said we can look at individual performances. He talks about the team as well. But I think every player at the club has not performed at a level that's that's apart from Cristiano Ronaldo with his goals. Talks about a new manager coming in, bringing in a lot of positivity. I mean, he's making the right noises. He also talks about being booed by England fans and how that hurt him. Harry Maguire's become quite a divisive figure at Manchester United. There's a lot of fans who've just given up on him. There's some who still hold out a bit of hope for him. We'll have to wait and see whether Erik ten Hag does believe in Harry Maguire and whether he thinks he's good enough. Just on that front, there's also this report from Melissa Reddy. Now, Melissa Reddy's a Sky Sports reporter. Now, she does a few news reports, and I'm not disparaging her or anything, but there's never seems to be anything that you don't already know, if I'm being brutally honest. It seems a little bit like, okay, we kind of know that. And one of the things she's come out with recently is that Harry Maguire retaining his place in the Manchester United starting 11, let alone the captain's armband, is in jeopardy. We know that. I mean, it's not set in stone that Harry Maguire will definitely start for Manchester United, especially if we bring in someone like Jurrien Timber or Paul Torres, who've been linked with. I'd expect him to start, but it's a bit of a grey area. So we'll see that. She also goes on to say Erik ten Hag wants more technical, aggressive, quick-thinking players that have a deep responsibility to work without the ball for each other. Again, I'd expect him to say that. I'm not knocking him, but it's like, okay, yeah, I understand all that, and I think it all makes sense. But we kind of all knew that already. We'll wait and see what happens with that, though, anyway, especially the Harry Maguire thing. Is he going to be a starter under Erik ten Hag? Is he going to be the captain? We'll have to wait and see. Going on to transfer rumours, the Darwin Nunez story has come back up. Now, a few days ago, or even a couple of weeks ago, looked like this was dead in the water. But it seems there could be a bit of movement here. You have to be careful, though, where this story emanates from, because I've seen it in the Mail, I've seen it in the Express, and I think it's come from Talk Sport. So it's up to you to decide how reliable you think they are for their transfer stories. But the latest sort of report is that Manchester United target Darwin Nunez decides his stance on a £68 million move to Old Trafford. Now, again, the figures there, 68 million, it's quite a lot in it. We know we've got around 120, 130, maybe 40 million of transfer budget. Some of that may depend on whether we can sell anyone. Are we going to spend 68 million of it on Darwin Nunez? Maybe. You'd think the most expensive player you buy would be a striker, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it could end up, if you buy Darwin Nunez and say you get Frenkie de Jong, that could be inside a transfer budget. Is that going to be enough when you already need at least one defender, if not two, maybe a winger as well? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that front. Also, a DM. We need a DM. If you get Frenkie de Jong and you get Darwin Nunez, you're not getting a defensive midfielder, and that would be shocking to me, Manchester United. I can't believe we wouldn't get a DM this summer. We can't keep ignoring that position. In other news, Paul Pogba, where would it be without a Paul Pogba story? Fabrizio Romano has tweeted saying Juventus are still working on a deal for Paul Pogba, waiting for his final answer after the opening contract proposal made 10 days ago. Pogba has not changed his mind on Manchester City proposal, and Juventus are pushing for his return. There's also this documentary coming out on June the 17th, and there's rumours that he could actually announce where he's going to go on June the 17th. I mean, the likelihood is it's going to be Juventus. Looks like PSG aren't as in for him as strongly as was thought a few weeks ago. There's still this rumour doing the rounds, and I know Scott, one of the lads who's involved in this, or who's said he spoke to a journalist that he knows in Sweden, who says that Paul Pogba's signed a new deal at United. He's already done that, but I've not really seen that anywhere else. So I like Scott as my mate, but we'll have to wait and see if he's telling the truth there, and if he is, I'll owe him an apology. But we'll wait and see, because at the minute it looks like Juve is the most likely destination for Paul Pogba. But who knows with these things? there could be a twist in the tail. There's always some sort of drama in there with Paul Pogba, and I think that's why some people, myself included, to be honest with you, are thinking it might be the right time for him to move on from Manchester United. It's not that he's a good player. It's not that he's not a good player. He's a very good player. It's just he's a bit inconsistent, and there always seems to be this sort of, I don't know, just a saga going on with him. But who knows? We'll keep you posted as always. Another story doing the rounds, I think we've seen this in the Express, is that when Manchester United do make their signings, Erik ten Hag wants the medicals to be done swiftly. There's talk of him wanting medicals, even if it's 2 medicals, pretty much at the same time, to get them in, get them done nice and quick so they can get ready for training and pre-season and all that jazz. But first of all, you've got to make the signings, and we haven't made any yet. We'll wait and see what happens on that front anyway. As always, we'll keep you updated. Don't forget to check out all the other videos on the channel. We've got a video of myself talking about the structural reboot or change here at Manchester United. I'm not talking about Old Trafford, well, not the building. I'm talking about the likes of John Murtagh, the likes of this new guy called Andy O'Boyle, I think, who's come in, how Richard Arnold is changing things from Ed Woodward's reign. So you can check that out. We've also got the interview with Semra Hunter. She talks about Frenkie de Jong, she talks about Pau Torres, she talks about Arnaut Danjuma, so make sure you're checking that out as well. And if you're not doing, subscribe to the channel. Joe Smith is back today, hurrah! He'll be back later on with Dave Scott, and also I'll be back tonight with him for the Paddock Live, so make sure you're checking it out. Thanks for watching.